Welcome back. We're at the Bebout Veterinary Medical Center with Dr. Brandon Bebout and Strong. And we're learning, last week we learned a lot about kidney disease, and now we're going to learn how we as parents can manage.
Yep.
Diagnosed with it, they come in, and then what the next step is managing it.
Yes, and so first is how bad is your kidney disease? And so there's an International Renal Interest Society, IRIS, and they have kind of all the markers as far as how high your BUN and creatinine, which are kidney values in the blood. It may even talk about your specific gravity, where your phosphorus is. And so we look at some of those things and we stage you, stage 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's different treatments for each of those stages. Every patient can be a little bit different, but the main thing is, again, free access to water. That is, and so we never want to shut the water off. They're going to drink water for forever. They're going to drink a lot of it, and obviously, depending on the size of the pet, we're talking instead of 60 milliliters per kilogram per day in a normal pet, we're talking about 100, maybe even more mils per kg per day. And so we're almost talking about drinking double the amount of water they normally do in a day. And if you're talking about a kid that's 95 pounds like Strong, that's a lot of water. Secondly, diet. Diets is one of the early things that we do. And there are some really good diets. We've probably even talked about them. Royal Canin Renal Support is one of my favorites. They've got 3 wet, 3 dry. They've put a letter on all of them. Aromatic, savory, flavorful are the dry. Delectable, enticing, and tasty are the wet. So they all have a letter, and so you choose those foods. When you are a kidney patient, you go in for dialysis. You're not the hungriest person in the world. When you come out of dialysis, okay, I might be a little bit hungry. So as we're having good days and bad days, the appetite can be sporadic. And so they've made these different types of foods because just like Jazzy Bebout, I know I'm a broken record with her, but she's a great example, textbook example. We would switch foods even potentially every few months. Sometimes it was every few weeks. So she was on all the foods. She got to try them all, and she just kind of moved that palate around depending on how she felt. And so that is a big one. We're reducing salt. We're reducing protein. We're reducing phosphorus. And that will give those kidneys the best chance. And these diets work. And again, Jazzy was a testament to the Royal Canin diet. It added years to her life. And so that is the simplest thing in those early stages. As we get further on in some of those, we know that even just what kidney disease does is kidneys get rid of acid, kidneys get rid of toxins. And so where's the most acidic spot in our body? Our stomach. And so that pH is going to drop, increasing the acidity. And so antacids, Pepcid, Prilosec, they work differently. We actually should be on both of them, especially if we're having any inappetence, vomiting, those type of things. Again, hypertension is another mainstay, so we want that blood pressure. You might go on something called benazepril, which is an ACE inhibitor, so it can kind of decrease the amount of protein being put into our urine. And then another kind of fun fact, as well as a mainstay in kidney disease, is anemia, so low red blood cell count in the basement membrane of the kidney. This is so cool. EPO, erythropoietin, is where that signal is. And so that is secreted to the bone marrow and tells the bone marrow, say, kick out some more red blood cells. Well, as our kidney disease goes on, we'll see a slow decrease in our red blood cells. They die every 100 days, and so we just don't regenerate them. And so we go from 40 to 35% to 30% over the course of months, maybe even years. It's kind of an end stage thing. But there are things like darbepoetin, an injection to kind of stimulate that production. If we get to that point, you can lose calcium later stages, those type of things. And so we do a lot of monitoring with blood work and urinalysis because the main thing here is get those kidneys happy. The first 6 weeks of getting diagnosed with kidney disease, especially if you're a sick patient, they can be a little rocky. Stay the course. Give those kidneys a chance to acclimate, and we can be successful with managing them. Dogs, 6 months to 2 years, depending on our aggressiveness with treatment. Again, Jazzy Bebout lived 5. Cats, they might live a decade. And they're treated very similarly. And as we get to the very end, we do a lot of sub-Q fluids. Again, the umbilical cord to life is drinking. You can't keep up. We will teach folks how to give fluids to their pet. Dogs like Strong, he'll sit in the corner, take 1,000 milliliters under the skin. Boom, that's his mini dialysis. And that is the mainstay. And we will do that on cats and dogs for years. And it's obviously a lot more economical to take it home and do it. And we will teach you how to do that. If you want us to do it, we'll do it. But that's going to add a lot of quality of life for you.
Wow, a lot of great information.
A lot of
great information. And don't worry. We'll share that information on our website. Thank you for letting us come today and learn about that.
Not a problem.
All right. Stay with us again next week as we bring you another edition of Pet Doc.
Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. And for the latest news anytime, download the NTV News app.